the Irish guy, and it's Champions League semi-final prediction time. And good Christ, this looks tough to predict. Right, let's go. Man City versus Real Madrid. How do you reckon Manchester City fans are feeling right now? I'm guessing ever since they lost that Champions League final to Chelsea, this entire fan base must honestly have felt like scratching out their belly button with a fork. This is a group of supporters who for the last 10 years have pretended that, they don't actually like the Champions League. I mean, good Christ, City fans used to actually boo the anthem, which is just the equivalent of that fat bully in school choosing to spend his lunch hour chucking mud in the face of the girl he likes. Honestly, for City, I know for a fact you would all gladly French kiss a chimpanzee if it guaranteed you your first European crown. And the owners, after emptying their wallets since 2008, the fact that you still have not won this competition. I mean, this is the club's 12th attempt in a row. The owner was getting impatient in 2014, demanding that Vincent Kompany tell his teammates to wake up and actually win the damn thing. Yes, he's a filthy rich man of extraordinary wealth who probably wipes his arse with golden toilet paper. But still, how can he show his face at wealthy cocktail parties in Dubai for the rich when his company are seemingly allergic to European success? I mean, this is a team who were dreaming about winning this competition back in 2012. I mean, I remember when they let a late lead slip at the Bernabeu and Joe Hart came out and almost screamed down the camera lens as if losing to Real Madrid was some sort of mortal sin. Yeah. I mean, he had very high standards at the time. Probably too high, because within a few years he'd soon be rotting on the bench of Burnley. I mean, sometimes standards change. Whereas at one point, a loss to Real Madrid in the Champions League would have caused this fella to weep into his morning bowl of muesli. But now, he'd snap your hand off for a clean sheet at Motherwell. I mean, in the same way 10 years ago, Johnny Depp wouldn't have been content unless he won an Oscar or the Golden Globes. Now he's just happy to get through the year without his wife taking a poo in his pillow. Bye lads, try and 150,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Nearly there, and it's all down to you absolute legends. Listen, if you're new here and you're not yet subscribed, do me a massive favor and slap the big fat red button. Absolute legends. Anyway, back into the video. But as for this game, you're up against Real Madrid in the semi-finals of the Champions League. It does not come much bigger than this. I mean, honestly, Carlo Ancelotti is a guy who lifted the Champions League at Old Trafford in 2003. Yeah, I know, it was a long time ago. Back in the era of Destiny's Child and Legally Blonde 2. I mean, tell any City fan back then, when they had a fat Robbie Fowler with a face stuffed with chicken nuggets playing up front, tell any City fan then that they would one day be competing on this stage against Ancelotti, they would assume you'd just eaten some infected black and white pudding. You know, the type that must have come from a pig with chicken pox. There was an Italian Champions League final happening in their own city, but back in 2003, this competition was none of Man City's business. They wouldn't even have watched the game on TV. Instead, just sitting on the couch watching Aladdin whilst eating scrambled egg on toast. But we've already seen Man City play against Real Madrid 3 times in this competition, and most recently in 2020. But I'm sorry, does anyone really count that one? No, just no, because that was a tie interrupted by a global pandemic. Sure, City nicked a brilliant, famous win at the Bernabeu in February, but they then had to wait 6 months to finish the job at home in Manchester, in front of 3 stewards. I mean, the first leg took place in a month where Man City had been banned from European competition for the next 2 years, and the second leg was taking place during a month where everyone was too terrified to cough on the bus. This entire tie was one big distracted mess. I mean, I feel like we were cheated of this match. This was a magnificent, glorious tie, and it was ruined. I mean, with everything going on, how could any of the players really offer their complete and undivided attention and concentration to this match? Nah, it's like trying to sit your maths exam when you know for a fact that your depressed PE teacher is responding to his divorce by trying to burn down the canteen. I don't really think you're going to be able to concentrate on fractions after that. But this is a Man City versus Real Madrid monster match that we were once promised, and now we can drool over it as if it was a 7-ounce steak. I mean, fair play. I thought Real Madrid rehiring Ancelotti was a mistake. I mean, there's a guy who just finished 10th in the league with Everton. One of his most recent results was getting beaten up at home to Sheffield United. His last game in charge was a 5-0 defeat. To me, this great champion and warrior was sadly finished. I mean, it happens. We see it all the time. A great tactical mastermind who's sadly just getting left behind in modern football. I mean, certainly he loses authority in the dressing room to the point where he now looks like he's got the motivational skills of groundskeeper Willie, right? But no, he's got Madrid 15 points clear at the top of La Liga, and they're 1 tie away from reaching the Champions League final. I mean, he's been saddled with a top-heavy squad who've just sold their 2 experienced centre-backs. I mean, losing both Sergio Ramos and Rafa Varane That's like growing up in a house and both your mum and your dad both walk out on you. Yeah, have fun trying to cook your mincemeat in the toaster. And this is a team who had yet to recover from signing Ronaldo, and oh yeah, the mere existence of Eden Hazard and Gareth Bale. Two players who the Madridista fans would gladly try not to see. And let's not forget that Real Madrid's big summer blockbuster target last summer, they failed to sign. I wouldn't have blamed Ancelotti if he had failed. But no, instead he's done a remarkable job. But if I'm a City fan, then I am terrified at the prospect of facing Karim Benzema. I mean, go back to the summer of 2012, and City had just nicked the Premier League title, and Roberto Mancini was half-heartedly exploring the possibility of signing Robin van Persie from Arsenal, right? Well, apparently that same summer, he was offered Karim Benzema too.
Representative Jonathan Hope said, I put Benzema forward after a talk with a very reliable and high source at Manchester City as a possible summer signing.
I'm guessing that right now, whatever Man City chief it was who turned down that move must feel like ripping off their own earlobes, because I'm going to say it, Karim Benzema is the best footballer in the world over 30 years of age. I mean, let's not forget, in Ronaldo's last season at the club, this man played 32 league games and scored 5 goals. In the build-up to the 2018 World Cup, no, he wasn't preparing to win the thing with France. No, instead, he was forced to reject a move to West Ham. Even the idea that this man would choose to spend his 30s battling off competition from Andy Carroll, it's like asking Beyonce if she wants to spend the next 10 years giving Harvey Weinstein a sponge bath in prison. Probably not, Chief. I mean, the disrespect this man received in 2018. Again, there are reports he's supposed to be squeezed out to Arsenal, with Florentino Perez keen to replace him with Edinson Cavani. Cavani versus Benzema now. It's like being offered a 5-star gourmet 3-course dinner, or a handful of second-hand Weetabix scraped out of a pig's bum. I mean, this is the best season of his career. You would think that he'd be a burnt-out fish after the pressure and weight of playing nearly 600 games for Real Madrid, up front as their number 9. But no. 39 goals in 40 matches. Those are Ronaldo numbers. And to think 4 years ago, he was being outscored in this division by Loic Remy. Guardiola will be terrified of this man. I think the first leg will be a nervy, tetchy affair. I mean, City are still in a frenetic title race where every match matters. And Madrid's title is already sewn up, so I think this will play into Ancelotti's hands. I reckon City will dominate possession, but Thibaut Courtois will have the match of his life before Madrid grab a late breakaway 1-0 win via a Karim Benzema header with 10 minutes to go. And returning to Spain, I'm sorry City, you'll huff and you'll puff. Again, utterly dominate possession, but I reckon Madrid will grind out a 1-1 draw. And yeah, I can just see in my mind's eye that Kevin De Bruyne, at some point in this tie, will miss a penalty. Sorry lads, this is happening. Liverpool versus Villarreal. How lucky do you think Liverpool fans must feel right now? This could have been Juventus. It could have been Bayern Munich. Instead, the 3 clubs you're facing in the knockout stages of the Champions League, the 3 clubs you need to book your ticket to the final in Paris, are Inter Milan, Benfica, and Villarreal. On paper, this doesn't look like a Champions League run. This sounds like a Europa League journey. Honestly, West Ham have arguably had a tougher run than this. Honestly, Liverpool fans have prepared themselves to face big, monster, mega clubs, right? Nah, they haven't met one Super League club yet. Instead, it's just an Italian selling club who last summer were in crisis, a Portuguese team still picking adult to wrapped, and a Spanish club who did their summer shopping at Bournemouth. But don't underestimate Villarreal. Yes, I know it's a nice case of symmetry here. I mean, Unai Emery beat Jurgen Klopp in his first ever European final at Liverpool. But now, after reinforcements and a complete overhauling of the team, Klopp gets to deprive Emery of his first Champions League final. The ultimate revenge mission, right? Listen, there is a part of me who thinks that there's absolutely no earthly possibility where Liverpool do not go through. Christ, well, this is a team 7th in Spain. A team who won just 3 of the first 16 league games this season. Honestly, go back to Halloween, and Villarreal fans are having to clutch their rosary beads and pray that they wouldn't see their coach walk out on them to replace Steve Bruce. Although honestly, by December, this man was actually heavily linked with the sack. But what he's done since, it's ridiculous. Knocking out Juventus and Bayern Munich. How? How do you do this? You're a team who this season lost twice against Man United. The incredible job Emery's done since Christmas. It's heroic. It's incredible. I mean, this man is destined to be the next Real Madrid coach, I am convinced. And here's the thing which should scare Liverpool. If this was Bayern Munich, sure, they'd be a formidable team, but they wouldn't have the same burning hunger and desire to reach the final that Villarreal have. I mean, this is a team who last reached the semis in 2006 and missed a penalty in the last minute, which would have brought them into extra time against Arsenal. And that was a season where the Gunners lost away at Wigan Everton, Blackburn, Newcastle, West Brom, Middlesbrough and Bolton twice. I mean, if that blood and thunder match went to extra time, sorry, but there was only ever going to be one winner. Honestly, that same season, Arsenal were knocked out of a cup semi-final by Wigan. So, what do you think Diego Forlan would have done to them in extra time? Honestly, the English media framed that Riquelme penalty miss as a triumph for the Premier League, but can you imagine the sense of mourning that would have gone on in Spain? I mean, that could have been an all-Spanish final in Paris. Villarreal will not want to miss out on that opportunity again. I mean, this is their chance to finally live out 2006. You know, drinking champagne under the Eiffel Tower, smoking cigarettes outside the Louvre, chomping on stale croissants on your way to the match. I mean, that was a journey which began by spoiling Everton's party in 2005 and should have ended with a Parisian dust-up versus Barcelona. This is your chance to rewrite 2006. And lads, the fact that Liverpool are swallowed whole by a hectic fixture list, this means that this will not be easy at all. Right, so you're coming up against a tactical wasp like Emery when you're juggling 3 competitions. This is the last thing Klopp needs. This will be tough. You're about to watch the most dogged, resolute defensive display by an away team at Anfield. And let's not forget, Anfield hasn't actually witnessed a Champions League win since November. Lately, you've been sloppy at this ground. This will be like the Everton match at the weekend. Villarreal will be like a Spanish Stoke. Dig in, waste time, 2 banks of 4, before Liverpool scrape a 1-0 win via Salah in the last 10 minutes. But then in the return leg, Liverpool will have just travelled to St James's Park, aiming to become the first Premier League team to win there since Man City a week before Christmas. I mean, this will be a tough match, and so 4 days later, a trip to the Estadio de la Sacramaca. Honestly, Villarreal will win this match 1-0 via Arnaut Danjuma in the second half, and bring on extra time. I think this will go to penalties, and then suddenly you've got Liverpool in the Champions League semi-final penalty shootout. I mean, can the season get any more tense? And shocking the fact that Villarreal didn't actually miss any of their 11 spot kicks against Man United in May, proving they've got the cojones of a mountain lion. And lads, oh dear. But I think the stars have aligned, and we're about to see a repeat of the 2018 Champions League final. Yes, part of me thinks that Villarreal might do this, but nah, I'm gonna say it. Sadio Mane, just like he does for his country, is gonna bang in the winning 5th spot kick. And so yeah, Liverpool versus Real Madrid, with Karius sitting in the stadium. Christ above, that's gonna be weird. Anyway, that's what you think, and let me know in the comment section below. What are your predictions? Let me know in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe as always. I'll watch you in a while.